His singing has changed quite considerably.
He's actually not hitting the high notes.
On this week's Bondi Vet Top 5.
You do the big one.
Checking the cruciate ligament.
Seizing her moment there.
Totally. If she gets there immediately, she can still pull it open.
In the number 5 spot we have...
Later that day, Chris is making a house call to an unusual patient with a strange addiction.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Chris.
How you going?
Hi.
Hey, nice
Erica.
to meet you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Now, a goat.
Yes. Okay, well, she's over here.
But it seems Brownie the goat isn't keen to meet this Brownie from Bondi.
There was a goat.
There was a goat. I think she's eaten it. We're going to have to go and look for her.
All right, let's have a look.
Okay.
This may be the most unique goat anywhere in the world because right now, it's invisible. It's nowhere to be seen. So not her?
She's got a pink collar on this morning. I put one on her.
Okay. Brownie!
Come on, girl.
Brownie was close to death when Erica first found her. The tiny goat was severely malnourished, and the only thing Erica could convince her to eat was Turkish bread.
Unfortunately now, she's really obsessed with eating Turkish bread.
So we've got a bread addiction,
Yes, we have. Got a serious one, I'm afraid.
but no goat to go with it.
No goat yet. I think in the beginning, because she wasn't eating anything at all, it was the best I could do.
Brownie!
It was really, really bad. Just skin stretched over bone. That's all she was.
Brownie!
What concerns me now is that Brownie is a healthy goat and doesn't need to eat Turkish bread.
It's in those low trees. An addiction to eating Turkish bread, it may sound almost funny, but it can have quite fatal consequences. Goats are running everywhere. My worry is that eating more than just, say, a slice of Turkish bread could cause a condition called lactic acidosis. It's also called grain poisoning, and in a lot of animals, it can be fatal.
Brownie!
That's her.
Come on, darling.
Finally, Brownie decides to come out of hiding.
Darling, I know there's strangers here. Come on, sweetheart.
Brownie, we've been looking for you.
Come on.
No bread, but...
Yeah,
No
stranger
bread, no
danger.
interest.
Stranger danger. Come on, you better follow me. Come on.
Okay, let's go.
Come on, darling.
Brownie is now being taken to Erica's house, so Chris can see firsthand how this little goat is managing to feed her deadly addiction.
Brownie has definitely become a part of my life. I couldn't live without her. The thought that it could kill her defeats the whole object. And that would be dreadful. Really would. Come on, sweetheart.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, Brownie.
So this is where it all happens.
This is where it happens.
Turkish bread seems benign enough, but what it is a really rich source of carbohydrates. And normally animals like goats eat grass, something that takes a lot of work to digest. All the energy in it, all the carbohydrate is very readily absorbed. The bacteria in their gut starts to process it, and suddenly they multiply because there's so much food. All those bacteria then cause a whole burst of acid to be released into the system, and that acid can kill the goat. Can I see what happens?
A breakfast session.
Yeah.
I've got 10 cats, and they have to all be fed in different places.
You've got quite an audience here.
Well, this lot, yeah.
3 cats and a goat
So far.
watching your every move.
She knows where my concentration's gone. She knows she's not supposed to steal out of the fridge where the Turkish bread is, but she waits for her moment. She's at this fridge already.
So she's seizing her moment there.
Totally. If I say to her, out of the fridge, and I close it, she knows that as soon as it's closed, if she gets there immediately, she can still pull it open.
So she gets her head in there and then steals it. The challenge is going to be making sure she stays out of that fridge, because you should still be able to have Turkish bread yourself.
I need to get in the fridge. Yeah, exactly. I like Turkish bread too, believe it or not. Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to buy a new fridge, so
Yeah.
I'll leave that with you.
Okay.
And you leave this problem with me.
Brownie, you're just going to have to behave yourself. Brownie's very determined, so I'll be very interested to see what he comes up with. Oh, no. Come on, Brownie.
And it's right there. That'll work. The way I see it, it's been Brownie's sense of taste that's got her into this mess. Hopefully it'll be her sense of smell that gets her out of it.
You going to be a good girl?
Erica knows that if this Turkish bread obsession isn't stopped, she risks losing her best buddy.
I feel dreadful that it could actually kill her. She needs to return to being a goat. Although we'll still love her, that's got to stop now.
Brownie, I had to say it, from one Brownie to another. The game is up, my friend.
Come on, Browns.
It's time to fix this problem once and for all. Now, I considered putting a lock on the fridge,
Yeah.
even a latch.
Okay.
That's going to be annoying for you because you can't just walk over, open the fridge,
yeah.
get things out.
Exactly.
And I know when you're feeding all those cats, it's absolute mayhem.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to use something that takes away any interest Brownie has in opening the fridge in the first place.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
It's a vapor rub.
Oh, she won't like the smell of that.
Exactly. All we need to do is just get a fingerful
Right.
and we just smear it at her height along the fridge door.
That's not so nice, is it, Brownie?
And now, I guarantee you,
She's not going to go there.
she's no longer interested in that fridge. We'll shake it head.
It doesn't like it. I'm actually blown away. I mean, vapor rub, who would have thought of that? This is so simple, this answer. I don't know why it hasn't been thought of before.
The big test is,
Yeah.
with the door just sitting there and the bread is inside.
She's going to try and open the door now from the other side because that smells of eucalyptus. So she's hoping that the fridge is going to open this way.
Bit of goat optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, and she's going to work on that.
Anything's worth a go.
Yeah.
This will obviously stop her eating the bread and you'll have amazingly clear sinuses for months.
Yeah, it'd be great. Thank you. Fantastic. And she won't get any colds. Thank you.
No worries at all.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
See you soon. Oh, really? That's what you think?
Oh, no. Come on, Brownie. That is not gone. No, 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 no.
Always have to have the last laugh,
Come
don't
on,
you?
come on, Brownie. That is not on. You know you're not allowed to do that in the house. Come on. I have to go and get a towel. Excuse me.
Cook Island's full of surprises.
Number 4.
Elle est porte. Oh. Good girl.
Scott's next patient, 7-year-old Elise and her French-born owner Marie, share the same love for high-energy agility competitions.
When she does well in agility, I feel so proud. I feel like a peacock. I mean, I just bloat of pride.
But for now, the Beagle's on the injured list and restricted to outings in the local park.
Elise! Elise has always had a weird gait. She's always kind of had a hula hoop movement with her hips, especially when she transits from walking into a trot. But lately, she has started hopping, alternatively on both legs and then pushing like a rabbit. It looks uncomfortable, it's new, so I need to know what it is.
And she loves the back scratch and the bottom rub.
Marie adopted Elise when she was just a puppy. At the time, Marie was struggling with serious health problems.
I was going through a very, very difficult patch of my life. I had just gone through a major burnout. Clinically diagnosed, no motivation, no interest in anything anymore.
I mean, I poked her. Yes, good girl.
She brought back me having to care for something else. And I hope I'm giving her as much as she's giving me. Elise!
Now, it's Marie's turn to support Elise.
I always get very worried, what if something goes wrong? So if we have to do surgery, we will, and it will really, really be last resort.
Hi, Elise. Hello, beautiful girl. How you doing? So what's she in for today?
After one of her agility sessions, she went a little bit too quickly on the seesaw and did a flying beagle, which means that it went up, bop.
Right.
And
that's not a technical term, I'm assuming.
No,
that's
no,
just
no,
her
no.
trying to fly.
That's it. With those big ears, you would assume there is some lift.
A bit like a Dumbo sort of thing. You'd
Exactly.
hope so, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But no, so she's been hopping one leg, the other leg, and then both legs
Does it seem to get worse with exercise or after exercise?
after exercise.
So which leg do you think hops more? You can't really tell.
I can't really tell. It's really intermittent.
A bit of tenderness in the knee there.
She boos.
Yeah, a bit of soreness there, so that's interesting. Okay. I'm just now checking the cruciate ligament. Ooh. Sorry. So, you're okay. Wow, that was a pretty extreme reaction. So just what's causing the pain in Elise's knees? Well, it could be anything from a torn cruciate ligament to a small fracture, which would need surgery, to something that just needs a bit of medication and rest. I know. With Elise being so jumpy and nervous, there's no way I can carry out a full examination of her legs without sedating her. But we'll also need to complete x-rays to confirm the diagnosis. Come on, there we go. Oh, I know. I can feel just how stressed both Marie and Elise are. All right, say goodbye to Mummy.
Bye, Beagle.
Marie clearly loves her agility classes with her Beagle, and the thought that surgery might put a stop to their favourite pastime will be really difficult for both of them to cope with. This is one nervous little Nelly, I can tell you that.
Oh, bless
Yes, her and Mum have got themselves wound up, haven't they?
Hey.
Haven't you? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. All right.
Oh.
Let's give her the sedation.
Wow, she is a bit jumpy.
Hey, good girl, that's it. Calm down.
While Nathan and Scott try to pacify Elise,
Good girl.
upstairs Marie can only wait and hope for the best.
It's very distressing. It's worse than if it was happening to me. I get very, 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 very anxious.
Oh, you're bouncy. Oh, you're bouncy. Come on. Relax. There we go. There we go. All right. Let those nice, happy drugs take effect, yeah? I'm dealing with a very nervous patient in Elise and her equally nervous mum who's waiting upstairs. There we go.
I'm feeling nervous, really. I mean, it has revved up my anxiety.
I've got a concern that she might have some injury to a cruciate ligament. She cried out in the consult room. She was quite sore, so I just want to see if there's any movement there. After examining her legs, yes, there is a tiny bit of movement there, but I do feel that the cruciate ligaments are intact, so now I need to do the x-rays to just give a clear diagnosis. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's all good. Marie absolutely loves this Beagle, and they're both addicted to agility classes and exercising together. So let's hope that we're not going to find anything that's going to spoil their fun. X-ray. Parlez-vous Australie? Oui?
At the Richmond practice, Elise is waking up after her x-rays. Scott's trying to find out why the 7-year-old Beagle is suffering from lame-back legs.
Mon chéri. That's French, right? Oui bien is... Oh, maybe they're the same.
Muy bien is,
Muy bien.
is
Oh, God.
Spanish.
S'il vous plaît? Croissant? No?
When Scott attempted his French, I think he went through about several different languages before he got to the right one.
Oh la la. And all that sort of French stuff. Hey. Yeah. Hey, good girl. Well done. Elise is waking up beautifully despite my horrible attempts at speaking French to her, and now it's time to go and get Marie. I know just how on edge she'll be right now.
Oh, dopey Elise. Hello, dopey princess.
You're still a little bit sleepy, aren't you, sweetie?
Oh, I think
Hey?
she is.
Elise loves her agility competitions, and Ona Marie is hoping Scott's diagnosis won't spell the end of her Beagle's favourite pastime.
Let me quickly show you these x-rays. So, the good news is that there's not major injury to any of the joints. But what there is, however, is quite a significant amount of inflammation in both of her knees. So when she jumped and she squealed when I felt her knees, that was for a very good reason, because actually they're quite inflamed, quite swollen. What we've got here is a classic x-ray showing a dog with joint effusion, which is basically extra fluid in the knee as a result of a potential ligament injury. Instead of a big white fat pad here, there's a black triangle, and that means the knee is full of fluid. This flying Beagle has hurt herself in agility, but has not wanted to let her owner, Marie, know. So Elise has soldiered on and continued to exercise, but that inflammation and potential ligament injury is just getting worse. You've been a runner in the past, and so I think you can relate to this. Is actually, as much as you don't want to do it, actually we need to rest her. We need to give her a good 2 weeks off of doing nothing.
Really?
She is going to sleep on the couch. She's going to be having a wonderful time, but no walks. Because,
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Because the thing is this is purely inflammation. I'm hopeful that there's no structural damage, but what we need to do is just give it a chance to get better. And the only way we can do that is by resting her.
Wow. I'm feeling so relieved and actually really ecstatic right now because the diagnosis on Elise is actually something quite manageable. So this is definitely something I can relate to because I've got fat pad injury.
Right.
So, and that was it. Not 2 weeks, I was 6 weeks.
After that resting period, to try and get Lisa's legs moving a little better, I'm suggesting alternative therapies. So things like hydrotherapy, a great way to keep good flexibility, keep the legs moving, but don't have any impact on the joints.
She is not a good swimmer. She's already nearly drowned once in the lake. Someone had to dive in to rescue her.
Wow.
So I hope they're little life jackets when we go to do hydrotherapy.
Thankfully they are, yes, in a lovely fluoro colour, which hopefully she'll find quite fetching.
Pink? For Madame Beagle?
Oh, maybe so. It might cost you a little extra, but hey.
Hey, fine.
And no
Anything
expense.
for my Beagle.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Anything for my Beagle.
Are we ready? Are we ready? Come on, that's it, we can do it. Good girl.
As for Elise, after 2 weeks of rest, the injured Beagle is now ready to get in the deep end with canine hydrotherapy specialist Nikki.
Good girl.
Good girl!
The playful Beagle developed inflamed, swollen joints in her back knees and now needs to build up the strength in her muscles.
Elise is fab. She's a great little patient.
Very good.
We've focused on working her in the pool. Obviously, it's non-weight bearing movement, so it's very safe for joints to work in the pool. We're not going to strain anything.
Oh, wow. Good girl.
This is a bit like Pilates for people. It's exercising the core and asking her to balance.
Let's go. Good girl.
Although Elise is doing well, the Beagle will need several more sessions in the pool before she's ready to return to her agility training.
It'll be great when Elise is back to her old self and when she doesn't have her hop anymore. I'll have my Beagle back. Ah, that's a good one. That's a very good one. Wow, oh my sheepy.
Mummy's been warming it up for.
And after 2 weeks of total rest, followed by lots of rehab,
On va aller travailler. Attends.
Marie and her excited Beagle can finally get back to their favourite place.
Resting Elise, no activity at all, was very, very difficult to manage. She's an active dog, so I was really eager to get her back into exercise mode. En avant, saute, tu laisses. En avant, saute. En avant, saute. Elise, right, saute. Monte. Elise has been great today. For first time back, she hasn't forgotten the moves. I may be a bit more rusty, but she knows her job. Saute.
It's so fantastic that Marie and Elise are back doing what they love most. I know it's been difficult for Marie to keep this Beagle from running around, but my instructions for complete rest were carried out to the letter, and now we have a perfect result. Everyone's a winner.
Whee! Bravo! Whee! Good girl! I think she was very happy to be back. I saw a very enthusiastic dog, so that makes me happy. She's a happy dog.
This week's number 3.
Good man. Gonna see Dr. Brown? Yes? He's gonna look at your lump.
At the Bondi Clinic, Annie and 11-year-old Pluto are waiting to meet an old friend.
Good Pluto.
The Dalmatian has been a regular patient of Chris's since he was just a puppy. In fact, he was the one who discovered Pluto's incredible talent.
It was when Pluto was about, probably about a year and a half. He was in the studio and Dad had given me a sort of CD and I was listening to it, and Pluto all of a sudden started making this amazing sort of howling noise, and I actually thought he had appendicitis. So I called Chris and said, Chris, I think Pluto's dying in the studio, you better come quick. And Chris sort of said, oh, let me hear, and then Pluto sort of did it again. And Chris sort of said, it sounds to me like he's singing to the chorus. He was, in fact, not in pain or in any way unhappy. He was nearly joining in the song.
But now Annie is worried his singing career might be in trouble.
His voice has changed somewhat. He's gone from sounding like Jeff Buckley to Rod Stewart. So I thought it was time he came to visit Dr. Chris.
See, I thought it was Pluto, but I didn't hear anything. Hello. How are you?
Hi. I've brought your favourite patient in.
Cool, it's coming through.
Come on.
So what's the story? What, the record company needs a medical or something? Or what is it?
But I'm a little concerned. He's got a little lump in his throat. His singing has changed quite considerably.
Well, he's actually not hitting the high notes.
He's not hitting the high notes. In fact, there's quite a lot of kind of no notes happening sometimes. I don't know whether it's just being an elderly gentleman or if there's something related to the lump or anything else more sinister.
The lump, where's the lump?
The lump's in his throat, sort of just below or around near the collar. You can feel it there.
It's a decent sized lump. We're probably talking about 2 centimetres in diameter.
Yeah.
And it is sitting right in the middle there. While the location of this lump is making it easier to feel, where it is actually a worry for me because it's sitting right where you normally expect to see a dog's thyroid gland. And thyroid glands are notorious for becoming cancerous. Do you notice any other change apart from his voice not being the same? Is he okay with exercise?
Well, he is panting a lot more like these days, but I put that down to being an older dog, you know, in the heat. So he's a little bit more breathy, and as you can see, this sort of panting is happening.
Yeah. A lump alone would be enough of a concern in an older dog. But add on top of that, the fact his voice has changed, and the fact he's now panting a lot more than he ever did, and Annie has serious reason to be concerned. Obviously we have a lump, and we have a change in his voice, and the lump happens to be around his throat. So there is reason to be concerned there.
At the Bondi Clinic, Pluto, the singing Dalmatian, has a large mass growing on his throat.
The worry I've got is if he does have a lump, that is starting to extend its way into that area around his throat and it's starting to affect the nerves, then that throat's not going to operate normally. His larynx isn't going to produce normal sounds.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think it is worth checking this lump out.
Chris knows that Pluto responds to music, so he's going to use a highly unusual method to find out how much the lump is affecting the pop star's vocal cords.
It's probably never ever been called this before, but today a harmonica is a diagnostic medical instrument. By playing it, I can really test his vocal range and see how his vocal cords are performing. Pluto, are you ready? I'm going to start off with a low pitch and then go to a high. That effort he makes to get that high note, I feel that he's actually really pushing it and then he's actually getting out of breath, and that's why he's drawing in. But there is a definite sort of moment where he has to try to suck air in, which we've never really seen before.
Yeah.
My worry is that this lump and Pluto missing these high notes may be connected. The important thing now is to take a sample of this lump and test it to see if it could potentially be something nasty that's growing into Pluto's neck and affecting his vocal cords. Okay, that's a pretty good sample there. Pluto means the world to Annie, and personally, I mean, I've known him since he was a puppy, so for both of us, what we're really hoping here is that this isn't cancer, because that would be heartbreaking. You know, lumps in the throat have held back some of the world's greatest singers, so it probably makes sense that now Pluto's one of them. This is where it gets really tricky because I've known this dog since I was just out of vet school. They almost become a little bit yours, like your own pet. So if this is bad news, yeah, it's going to be a hard one to handle.
In the consultation room, Pluto's devoted owner Annie is waiting for news.
I guess worst fear would be obviously if it's some sort of cancer that's spread significantly and, you know, the prognosis is dire. I think that would be heartbreaking.
But no doubt about what I'm looking at, because it's quite unmistakable. All right, so had a good look at that slide.
Very nervous.
I know. But what we're seeing there are a whole lot of fat droplets. It's a lipoma. Just a collection of fat cells that just keep on producing oil. And they produce so much, they've actually produced a lump of fat right in the middle of Pluto's throat.
So relieved. Yeah.
Now, of all the options we could have been looking at, this is probably the one you hope it's going to be. This lump is good news, but it's not explaining why we're getting this change in voice. And really for him to not be able to hit those notes when he has previously, I don't know, I worry that it could be a sign of something a little bit more serious. For him to sing, his vocal cords have to move apart together, okay? If they're not doing that properly, he's not going to hit the notes. And so you start to worry about a laryngeal problem.
Chris is now concerned about a condition called laryngeal paralysis. This dangerous disorder causes the airways to be sucked shut, resulting in difficulty breathing or worse, suffocation.
So what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is actually have him in where we give him a sedation. We actually have a look at his vocal cords, have a really good close look and see how they move. Make sure they're moving normally.
It's concerning that he still wants to do more tests, and I think it's really important that we follow through and do the tests that Chris recommends.
Good boy.
Pop star Pluto and his owner Annie are back at the Bondi Clinic for more tests.
I think probably the best way to approach today would be to take a blood test first of all. The thing I'm going to be looking for is just a general health check, but specifically his thyroid level.
Yeah.
Because a low thyroid can sometimes cause them to have a problem with their larynx. My hope with Pluto is the fact that his change in voice is just like any other rock star, where their voice just isn't quite as good as it was in their youth. But if I have a fear, it's the fact that he may have laryngeal paralysis. Meet Pluto.
Hello.
All right, so we need to take some bloods.
Okay.
Pluto's going to have 2 blood tests.
Good boy.
One is to really see how all of his organs are performing. But secondly, we need to test his thyroid level. A low thyroid level can often be a cause of laryngeal problems.
It's a nerve-wracking wait for Annie. Her devoted Dalmatian's future depends on the results of these tests.
Pluto's my best friend. He's pretty amazing. We've had 11 years together and he's got me better trained than any boyfriend's ever managed to get me trained. He's a pretty impressive dog.
Another way, come on. Okay, so got the results and it's actually pretty good. We've ruled out a thyroid problem as being the cause. Metabolically is good. I really think we're probably at the stage where we need to have a look inside.
Okay,
see what's happening.
Yeah.
The cause of Pluto's problem remains a mystery.
The fact we're not seeing anything abnormal on these blood results really says that we need to act now. And that involves looking directly at Pluto's larynx. All right, let's move pretty quickly.
Chris is worried he could be suffering from a serious condition called laryngeal paralysis.
The key with this anaesthetic for Pluto is to make it light, because we need him to be still and not moving, but we still need his larynx to show it some normal movement. So we just need to get his mouth wide open, so if we can get... So I'm just looking into his throat here and, geez, his vocal cords are really swollen and they've got some really bright redness over the top of them. Just everything's angry up there. I mean, you couldn't expect a human to sing properly when their throat looks like this. The inside of Pluto's mouth should be a nice, smooth pink colour. Unfortunately today, it's far from that. It's red and it's inflamed in areas where it shouldn't be. Just everything's angry up there. The one thing I want to do is just have a look down with this.
Chris will now use an endoscope to look further into Pluto's throat to try to figure out what exactly is going on.
So there are vocal cords there. So they're nice and open. You see that redness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that does look sore.
His larynx is moving.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly those vocal cords are able to stay open. It's not the closure which you often see with laryngeal paralysis, but everything around his larynx is actually...
It's just so red.
So red. So, the feeling is that he's actually got a chronic laryngitis.
This is good news. Laryngitis is uncommon in dogs, but Pluto's case is treatable with a combination of antibiotics and anti-inflammatories.
Now that we've seen all we need to see, it's time to wake Pluto up and give Annie the good news. You look like a real rock star now. Sleeping off a big one. Yeah. Put the magazine away. Okay, so what we found, we're not looking at laryngeal paralysis, but what Pluto actually has is laryngitis. He's actually got an infection in there, and a long-standing infection. All the great singers have had tours cancelled from laryngitis, and he's just joined the list.
Wow, that's so not what I expected.
I know.
I've never heard of a dog having laryngitis, so I'm incredibly surprised. It's a good result. Oh, darling.
Pop star Pluto is going home with his biggest fan, owner Annie.
He's a bit under the weather. He's got a rock star size hangover.
Oh, Pluto.
After concerns about cancer and vocal paralysis, it turns out the singing Dalmatian has a case of laryngitis.
Very happy to see his mum.
Okay, so here are his medications. Antibiotics,
Cold and flu tablets.
basically. Antibiotics, anti-inflammatories. So they're going to treat the infection that he has in his throat.
Okay, fantastic.
Now, I'm going to speak to your neighbours, and if I hear anything even close to Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, or any other guy who sings the harmonica, there's going to be trouble, all right?
All right, and we promise to, when he returns to full voice, to serenade you.
That would be a delight. When you consider what we could have been dealing with here, this is really the best possible outcome. In a few weeks, Pluto should be back to his old self, probably singing away. I can't wait for that encore performance. Take care. He's out here. All right, exit stage left. Bye. Oh, you're here. You are home. Where? Okay, follow you. Fine. Of course.
It's been 8 weeks, and Chris is back to see if pop star Pluto's voice has returned.
Oh, I know. She's in the studio, isn't she? He's quite the doorman, isn't he? How are you?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Good to see
Lovely
you.
to see you.
And how is he?
How was your greeting?
Thorough.
Thorough. Well,
Yeah.
he's a lot more enthusiastic about life at the moment.
It's a very different Pluto today. Not only is he seeming happier and healthier, he's being very welcoming. In the vet clinic, he didn't want to bar at me, but today, in his own home, he's the perfect host. Let's have a little feel around his lymph glands and make sure they're not still raised. Okay, they're a normal size again, which is good. I can look into where these tonsils are at the back there. Yeah, a lot of that redness is gone.
So how are we going to test this voice?
There's only one way to test this magical voice. I have the musical ability of a 5-year-old. Pluto, it goes a little something like this. Good. Let's go a little higher. Better. Oh, good note. Going on how Pluto looks and sounds today, it's safe to say that his laryngitis has been cured. It's always going to be a risk that it could come back, but at least then we're going to know the trademark sign. That's those not so perfect pitch notes. See you, buddy. Oh, wow. Couldn't resist.
You really are the flavour of the month, aren't you?
That's just my way of rubbing it onto you.
Thanks.
I'll see you later. See you, Pluto. Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye, Chris. Thank you.
That's all right, no worries.
Number 2.
Danny's on the road today meeting with a friend who has a special relationship with animals.
Down, please. Charlotte, you're a good pig.
Lauren trains animals to perform in movies and TV shows.
You'll do the big one.
Hey Lauren, how are you?
Hi, Danny, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
That's
this is our
good.
little patient today. You are so cute, darling.
Lauren's called Danny today because one of her on-screen stars, Larry, has developed a problem with his eye.
So aside from the eyes, is there any other concerns?
I was just looking at his nails thinking that they need to be done.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we can get that sorted. Well, let's go have a little look at your mate.
Great.
Hey? So if you look on the conjunctiva under there, it's a little bit inflamed. So there's no squinting or anything going on. I think for now, we could just try some antihistamine eye drops.
Danny's done a full eye checkup on Larry. He will get started on eye drops and has to be given the all clear to return to work.
All right, let's clip those nails, sweetie pie. Sorry, yes, we've got to. Has Larry been in any films lately?
Yeah, he just finished on a big one last week. He was on it for a few weeks,
Little
actually.
superstar.
Yeah.
All right.
As well as starring in movies, Lauren's menagerie of animal actors also play another important new role.
Oh, there we go. Good job.
Lauren recently started an animal therapy program for special needs children.
We've actually got a few sessions today if you want to hang around and watch.
I'd love to. Oh my goodness, that'd
Fantastic.
be wonderful.
Yes.
I'm gorgeous. I've heard so much about them, so I'm really excited. All right. I think your nails are all done there, mate. Yay! Yay! Mwah. All done. All done. You were very good.
There you go. Yeah.
It's turned out to be an extra special day for Danny.
Oh, darlings. They say never work with animals or children. They couldn't be more wrong.
Yay! Good job, Chandler.
Danny called to check on the health of one of her friend Lauren's animal actors. And she's been invited to stay on and join in on an animal therapy session for special needs children.
How do you find the animals make you feel when you're around them? Yeah?
And my heart is full of love for them.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to say. Something about animals, I think. Yeah.
Are you ready for Romulus?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, it's your friend.
Oh, that's the sweetest thing in the world.
Liam's been coming here every week. Not a lot of people would find this a calming activity, but Liam does.
What is it that you love about Romulus so much, Liam?
He's such a big bird, but he's so friendly.
I think he trusts you too.
Oh.
Oh, no. Nope. Nope. I think he's got his favourite.
Oh, good job, Liam.
Watching Romulus and Liam together, the bond they seem to have and this connection and understanding of each other and the calm that came upon them both, it's truly miraculous. I think you're number one, Liam.
The animals to me have always created magic, so to then be able to see it go on to these children, there are no words. Oh, well done, Tanner.
Nice. Woo!
Well done. Good job, Danny.
Tanner, you're way too quick. This is a lot harder than you make it look. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my goodness. And do you have a favourite animal?
Probably dogs and reptiles because I love them since childhood, so they've always kind of been there and I've always loved them. Yeah, very therapeutic.
I want to come hang out here every week too.
Who wouldn't?
I know, exactly. Good job, you guys. Well done, both of you. Most of my life is devoted to the care of animals and looking after their health and well-being. It really is nice to be reminded that animals truly do have the power to heal us. Thank you so much for such a rewarding day. It was just beautiful.
Oh, thank you for coming. The kids loved having you.
Pleasure. Oh, I've got to get going, little Larry. Let me know how you go with his eyes,
I will,
okay?
absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Say bye.
And this week's number one.
If you have a look out here, this is where he's escaping from.
He scales that?
Yeah.
How?
Chris has received a plea for help from the baffled
There was something
Stefan.
there and he somehow scaled up the drain pipe.
His dog Splodge is constantly escaping.
One of my neighbours gave me a call at work and said, "Stefan, are you at home?" I said, "No, I'm at work." "Why?" And he goes, "Your dog is on my roof."
On your roof? My first impression of Splodge is he's tiny. How does he get up on roofs? Is this for real?
The only theory we have, and it sounds crazy, is that he uses the vine.
Well, what's this here?
Looks to me like that's where Splodge has actually scratched at the bark.
Stefan's never been able to catch his dog in the act, but Splodge is quite happy to show off his acrobatic climbing abilities in the garden shed.
Right now, there's a fair bit on Splodge's rap sheet. He scratches, he chews, he poos in the house.
That was it. One day was just once too much. As long as there's someone home, he is the most extremely well-behaved, adorable dog you can imagine.
Aside from the mystery of how he gets out, I've got serious concerns about his safety. And he could live up to his name. Splodge could go Splodge.
The little Houdini has already had a near-death experience.
He ran out onto the road and he got hit by a car. And, he broke his leg, and that was very traumatic for him, for us, for everyone.
I think it's time for some secret Splodge surveillance. This behaviour has to stop. Okay, this is the plan. I'm going to put multiple cameras around the backyard. They're going to capture his every move. If he leaves the backyard, we're going to know about it.
We'll see just how smart you are.
I just cannot wait to find out how he's doing this. I just can't see how it's possible.
I think you're in a bit of trouble, Splodge.
Stay.
We go.
All right.
Never thought I'd say this, Splodge. Don't behave. Look after yourself.
So we'll sneak around the front, and we'll watch the monitors from in there, okay? Oh, it's on, it's on. You're kidding. So he's holding himself up with the vine, like almost as a safety strap. My God!
No way.
He's incredible. How's he doing that? My God!
Chris and Stefan are finally watching just how the amazing Splodge manages to scale a brick wall.
He's incredible. Just go straight up the bricks. I didn't think he'd do it. And then he just climbs the bricks vertically. And then does a big chin up onto the top.
I wouldn't have believed it.
It's like it was the easiest thing in the world.
Strangely, the escape artist isn't making an immediate exit. He stays perched on the brick wall for more than 5 minutes.
You'd think after all that effort, he'd scurry off into the sunset, but he just hangs out.
Yeah, it's like he's happy there.
Yeah. So who lives there?
Stephanie and James, the immediate neighbours. And then that's further...
I reckon I know who this might be.
Yeah. Steffi.
Yeah, hi. Are you at work or at home?
No, I'm actually at home.
Oh, okay, good. Well, he's on the roof. So do you want me to bring him home, or what do you want me to do?
Is it too much trouble to bring him home? Can you get him down?
Yeah, I can get him down.
You little rascal. Hey,
we were just watching you, Splodge.
He will visit anybody. The thing is, at first you think he likes you, and then you realise it's got nothing to do with that. It's just that you're another living, breathing creature. So you'll do. So I think he's really cool, actually.
Mate, I reckon we've got to make this time the last time.
Ah, you hear that? Last time. That would be fantastic, Chris. I tell you, if you can do that, that would actually set my mind at ease a lot.
Now it's a waiting game for Stefan and Splodge to find out just what solution Chris will come up with.
Come on, puppy, in we go.
So we're going to head down to Bondi Surf Club here and grab our solution to all of Splodge's problems.
What's this all about?
I'll explain it all later. Is it in here?
It's in here. I'll give you a hand.
Righto. Heavy, isn't it? I'd be pretty confident this has never, ever been used in veterinary science before.
The solution comes in two parts. First of all, safety is our priority, so we're going to barricade his escape route. Secondly, it's my favourite. Special dogs get special things. And this is the solution to your problem.
You're joking, aren't you?
See, in the animal world, being high up implies dominance. That's why chihuahuas love being in those handbags. There's a saying in the dog world that a happy dog is a dog with a view. If you can imagine being Splodge, down here, you've got high walls around you, a slice of sky up the top. Every single time a plane flew over, he howled at the sky. In his mind, those people, those machines could be conspiring against him. So he wants to know what's going on. He doesn't have separation anxiety, he's got scenery anxiety. He's frustrated because he can't see the world, so he goes out into the world to discover it for himself. This will work. Come on. Or it should.
Come on. Come.
There you go.
Looks pretty comfortable up there.
Is that a smile, Spod? It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh man, this is nothing like what I expected. I expected something that was, you know, containing, barricades, stopping him getting out, closing him in. This is liberating him. Thank you very much, Chris.
My pleasure.
That's awesome.
No worries at all.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to subscribe to the Bondi Vet YouTube channel. Click on the screen now to continue watching more great content.